Joining us now is a man who's a friend of the program. Wildly handsome.
Yeah.
But don't get it twisted. He will thump you.
Big time.
Call him the hitman. Last night looked so cool. I don't know if you saw his accessories all blacked out, flying around. Big time win over the San Francisco 49ers, in which he had a forced fumble, 6 tackles, a pass breakup, and the defense picked off Brock Purdy 2 times. Guy's only been picked 7 times. Ladies and gentlemen, the hitman, Harrison Smith.
Thanks for having me back.
Hey, real sex appeal today. Wet hair. This is awesome. Straight out of the shower here.
Came straight from the massage, so yeah.
Oh, that's oil in there. That's not even, that's oil in there.
I'm grimy right now. I'm very grimy.
Hey, we appreciate you making time for us on this glorious, victorious Tuesday for you guys. Let's dive right in. Congrats. Hey, let's go. Life's better when you're winning games. I know that. I know life's a lot better, especially against the Niners. I want to talk about the boombox coming out, okay? Because the Browns did it against the Niners a couple weeks ago. The Browns going to win. You guys come out with it last night, okay, against this Niners team. This is kind of the Niners thing. Have you guys done this in the past? Is this a normal Vikings operation?
Yeah, we've done that before. We did that last year. Honestly, I'm always pretty late coming out, so I didn't even notice, to be honest. But yeah, it's just more fun. Like, guys were having fun yesterday from the moment we got there. And that's you just tend to play better when you're loose and you're mixing it up. And like, we were playing all different genres of music. I don't know if you heard Kirk. Kirk is he's pretty into Creed right now.
Hell yeah.
So we had that bump in pregame before the tunnel. So yeah, we're just trying to keep it loose.
I heard there was somebody that said that you actually told somebody that no need for the pregame prayers because Creed is actually doing our prayers right now. Is that inaccurate?
Yeah, that was. You could tell the guys were feeling it. I don't think most people even know who Creed is at this point.
Whoa.
As far as the young guys.
Oh no.
But you get the O-line going and Kirk and a few other guys there. It's very popular right now.
Well, you're doing the Lord's work, honestly, introducing a next generation to Creed, and we hope Creed survives for the eternity. So shout out to the Vikings doing that. And it's become a song, almost a part of this turn for you guys in this season. When you talk about everybody being loose, this Niners team has been very dominant for a very long time. The defense obviously hits. The offense is just like methodical and a physical football team. Why do you think you guys are so confident going into the game? Obviously, every team's going to be confident. But what is it about your team right now that last night's expected as opposed to a big deal?
Yeah, we kind of the first few games, we couldn't put it all together. When the defense needed to make a play, we weren't making it. When the offense needed to, they weren't. Like, it wasn't matching up. But we all know what's there. And sometimes when you play like the Niners are really, really good. They're well coached. They have great players, and they do what they do really well. They're very physical on both sides of the ball. And I think we just kind of took that as a challenge. Like, we can show to ourselves more than anybody else that we can be who we think we are. And it was just a good opportunity for us.
Well, in prime time, you guys certainly did that. I don't know if you hear the discussions about you guys, but now all of a sudden, it's not like, hey, we need to trade everybody away. It's like, wait a minute here. Sitting at 3-4 early in the season, everything's still in front of you guys, right? I assume that's KOC's message?
Yeah, that's what's that's what's so fun about the league. Like, it is so volatile week to week. You're either the best or you're the worst. Like, from the outside looking in, there's so many ups and downs. You almost have to. I've learned, like, even when you're really good, it's never easy. You make one play here or there. So you have to really enjoy the moments, and I think that's what we found yesterday, and that's when we play well, is when we're all enjoying what we're doing.
Man, well, the reason why you enjoy it is because you're confident in your work. The reason why you're confident in your work is because the amount of work that you put in beforehand. How has practice been? What have you learned from this team? Justin Jefferson last night, and obviously Addison goes bananas. TJ Hawkinson does his thing. Has there been real growth behind the scenes with your team coming together this year?
Absolutely, and I don't always see what goes on with the offense, but I think when you give Kirk, you get a run game going, you give him some time to do things in the pocket. The O-line was fantastic last night. He's going to find his guys, and he's going to make all the throws. So it's fun to watch when you're sitting over there on defense and you know that you need to match it. And that's kind of how we started out. It didn't start out exactly how we wanted, but we hung in there and just kept fighting, and that's just how you win games in the league.
So I think Aaron talked about it on the Manning cast last night, and we've chatted about it numerous times. Like, you're notorious for being a guy that can disguise coverages and end up being where you need to be whenever the ball moves. I think Palamalu was another guy that has been brought up. Ed Reed. Hey, he's a bad guy too. He's an incredible football player. He ruined my dreams in front of my family. Nobody ever talks about that. But you're a guy that can disguise really well. Do you think, did you get a good read on Brock Purdy last night? Because Brock Purdy now, and you don't know this, obviously, you're just paying attention to your team, but 16 games he's been a starter, okay, 16 of them. He has 7 picks in all of them. 4 of them came in the first 14 games, 3 in the last 2 games. So last night, you guys had 2 picks in the final 5 minutes. Huge. Bynum got both of them. Was there something?
Bynum.
Yeah, shout out. Also, let's get his lady.
Get his wife.
Let's get his wife into America.
Let's get his lady here.
Yeah. Hey,
let's get her here.
There has to be some congressman in Minnesota over there.
Yeah.
Hey, or congresswoman over there in Minnesota. Like, hey, this guy's getting 2 picks on Brock Purdy. On Monday Night Football for the Vikings. We can't get his wife into the United States of America. Come on.
She's only going to be here a few months anyways. He goes back to the Philippines after the season.
We're just asking for a couple months. 90 days. 120 days. I think these 2 picks deserve that.
Yeah.
That's no problem. That's how you use the platform for good things. You know what I mean? What if we get we love love.
Yeah, love.
We love love around here. Was there something, though, to when you're disguising a young quarterback like Purdy? Obviously, he's been very good. But is there a little bit more gamesmanship from you whenever you know you could potentially get somebody?
I try to think there is. I don't know if there always is or there isn't, based on how they've prepared and what they're told to look at and whatnot. I've kind of noticed more so the veteran quarterbacks. There's literally eye contact before the play, normally to backside safeties and whatnot, and so that is a kind of a fun personal game. But the Niners are really good at what they do, so they're going to do what they do. And you just, as far as knowing that going into the game, there was some plays I wish I would have disguised differently or played differently, but there were some other ones that were good. So you kind of figure it out as the game goes on and feel it.
No Trent Williams, obviously a tone setter for them. I think that was probably good news for the entire defense whenever you guys read he was out.
Yeah, I mean, you hate to
to
play teams without their guys, but that guy is a guy.
Yeah.
And when he's not on the field, you feel a little safer. When he gets his paws on you, you're pretty much done for the play, especially a guy of my stature. When I've played him in the past, it's almost like once he gets you, maybe just shut it down for that play and save your energy.
I'm going to get off. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you were a dead man. Yeah, I understand that. And we hope he gets healthy. Trent, we hope.
Yep.
Trent, we love watching you. But how about Shanahan putting his ass in motion? Okay, not only is he's going in motion against people. I mean, it's like weapon. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got him involved in some sort of throwback pass game lateral at some point, because I'm pretty sure he can run 4 or 5.
Jeez.
No Debo as well. I mean, hey, listen. Every team is without people, but last night it felt like you guys smothered that offense, and it hasn't been seen much, especially in the Brock Purdy era. Speaking of your defense, go ahead, Debo.
Yeah, you just talked about the Niners doing what they do. You guys have kind of put that on identity on tape, too, as a defense, doing what you do, blitzing more than anybody. I know I would hate that as a corner, but it seems like you guys, the defense, definitely coming into your own. Man, what's it been like in this Flores defense as the season has kind of matured?
It's been, I don't know if I said this last time I was on, it's been a learning experience for me, and I've obviously been around the block, and we're doing some stuff I've never even heard of. And it's a lot of fun. And even though, as a corner, you think, man, we're blitzing all the time.
Yeah.
The way that we do it, you don't always feel that way. So it keeps it to where, it's not too much throughout the game. And I think Flo has done a good job of feeling out us as players and what we respond to, and if we're going to play stuff aggressively or not. Can we call this or that based on how guys are personally playing?
Yeah.
So it's been a good learning experience and evolving kind of collective thing going on, and it's gonna keep evolving each week. That's what's fun about it. We can do different stuff every week. just the way that our personnel is built and the way Flo calls stuff.
So you guys are nowhere near your peak, huh? That's what it sounds like?
I mean, we're like an amoeba. We just try to just be what we need to be. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, we're wiggly.
Yeah. Yeah, I like wiry. I like that. Hey, how about what Duck Duck Goose? The worm last night? Limbo was happening last night. Feels like your team has a good time as an amoeba though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't have any celebration plans. I was late to that one.
Oh no! Oh
Yeah,
no!
man.
Yeah, geez,
It's hard
Mr.
to
Limbo.
get to everyone. Save your energy.
It's hard to
No, but once we appointed Najee, one of our rookies, as the celebration coordinator, we started getting the turnovers. It's just like it's one of those things. The more you anticipate, the more you talk about it, it starts happening.
Hey.
That's manifesting. That worm used to be the thing back in the day. And then old cuz there, 40 can only do it backwards. Had a couple of those friends as well. He took off the different direction. There's a celebration coordinator now for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but yes.
You just beat the Niners, bub. You can say whatever the hell. You can say whatever the hell you want. Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Harrison, what part of the game plan, or was it planned, and did you purposely hit Kittle in the crotch to affect him for the rest of the game?
Man, that's my guy too. Right after, and like that's really the only place I can hit him now, right?
Exactly, or you'll get suspended for 4 games.
Yep.
And I'm trying to keep my head out of it. Yeah, like right when I got up, he was like, "Man, you hit me right here." I was like, I'm honestly sorry about that, but like I was like, I'm sorry, but I have to. Like I have to. There's no other option.
So let's talk about Kareem Jackson getting suspended. Do you feel, because you're the hit, like your nickname's sick. Like that is a sweet nickname. And I think since you said you've been around the block, how many years are you in the league now?
This is 12.
Okay, so back whenever you got into the league, when you were just a young baby face, not with a bunch of oil all over your hair, fresh out of the saw, you know, no kids in the back, right? Heard that. It was, hey, Rydell to the jaw. Like, hey, that is how we are hitting. That is a strategy. That is a technique. That's what's getting promoted by the NFL. You've had to evolve now, and congrats on being able to do that. Yeah. There's some guys, though, that lay the hammer still. And like Kareem Jackson just got suspended for 4 games. His hit against Thomas, I think certainly something in the end zone where he basically torpedoes himself at Thomas's jaw, like an old school hit. This one, like that guy's falling, going down, certainly a hard hit, but like suspended 4 games, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of everything for a guy whenever you talk about a 17-game season. How conscientious of all that are you while in the middle of playing, and how do you kind of set it to the side knowing what the modern NFL is?
It's built into my mindset now. As you mentioned, when I was young, like I was reckless. I got a $24,000 fine in the 3rd preseason game my rookie year for a hit over the middle. Did not lower it because it was egregious, to be honest. And then I got fined a few other times, kicked out of a couple games.
Right. And
I didn't want to change because that's what football was to me. The first Super Bowl I remember was Steve Atwater taking out. He took out a receiver on the Packers and like his own corner and himself. And it was awesome back then. And now it's like there's no place for it. So you have to build that in and already try to lower your target, take your head out of it. And the reality is at safety, if you're playing aggressively and hard, there's going to be some plays that are unfortunate and they happen. And as long as I'm trying to play within the rules, and if they do happen, that, in my opinion, playing safety in today is just, it's going to happen. But if you can try to avoid it beforehand and train yourself in practice, like you're not going to hit guys, but you're thinking like lower, head up, out of it. You just got to do the best you can because it's bang, bang.
I think intent should be kind of taken into account. You know what I mean? Like, I think we can tell your guys' intent. Now, you're all maniacs, all of you that, play that position and hit that. Like Kareem, people are calling him a dirty player now. Obviously, that's going to happen whenever you're hitting people and you get suspended for 4 games, 4 hits. Let's also applaud the fact that dude is just, willing to just send it. He's
so fun to watch. He's so fun to watch. He's flying around. He might be the only safety older than me at this point. So he grew up like I grew up. Like we were headhunting back in the day. Like that's what it was. And it's hard to change your like concept of what football is. But you just have to. Like that's what the game is now.
Game's healthy. The game's growing. I appreciate it. I respect it. But whenever you expect everybody to do everything perfect at 20-some miles an hour, whenever people are falling and moving, I think that's unrealistic expectation. But I appreciate that you're like, yeah, I try, but you're going to get fined. That's just pretty much like, hey, if we negotiate the deal, it's at this much. We need to take into account probably about $100,000 worth of fines with the way I played.
That's basically what I told Nick Mullins this week. We were talking about that. That's basically what I told him. I was like, before the season, I already think like I'm probably going to be a little lighter at the end of the season. Not on purpose, but if it's the cost of doing business, I'm going to try my best, but we'll see what happens.
But we have to let it be known, you're not trying to hurt anybody. Like that is the big thing.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's like when receivers are blocking me and like a pile's coming up, I'm always like, hey, look out. Like I'm not trying to, no, like that's not what it is anymore. It's just, there has to be some advantage for defense at some point, and physicality.
No,
really
it's not happening. You're never getting it.
I know, but like,
no,
I can't give it fully up.
Yeah. Well, you need to. Yeah, those days are gone. You're getting no advantage at all, pal. Disadvantages coming right down the pipe. And guess what's around the bend? More disadvantages.
Boom.
And then also going to get rid of the kickoff. That's something. Fair catch to start Monday Night Football.
Gross.
Did you see that? Have you guys fair? You guys were the ones that did it.
They did.
Harrison, can't happen. You hear me?
They said he has a green light too.
Wow.
Green light whenever.
Because like guys in the league don't even know all those rules yet sometimes, and so when we saw that, we were like, wait, what is that? Like you can fair catch it in the field.
Yeah. And look at you. He's laughing, Raj. This is what it is. You can't do this. Let's move along. We don't need to have this whole conversation sidetracked. He has an off day. He's taking time with us. But you need to relay the message back to that building that we need not see this. The Titans did it.
Yep.
In Indianapolis, Colts did it.
Yep.
The Vikings did it.
What?
Fighting a losing fight, but
What a joke.
They don't even know. You guys don't even know. They take this away. What's next? Okay, you're talking about disadvantages for the defense. They take that away. What's next? It just never stops. Hungry hippo. With football. We can't have it. Take a stand. All right? That's for me, not for you. Ty has a question for you, Harrison.
Harrison, in terms of tone setting, how important is it to have a play like you had last night with McCaffrey after Kirk throws the interception and you force that fumble in the red zone? Obviously, he still had a pretty good night, scores 2 touchdowns, but the way he's been playing so far this year where he's kind of just had his way with teams and run all over them, like how important is it to kind of hit him like that early, force a fumble, and kind of just let him know, like, hey, it's not going to be easy sledding all night?
Yeah, that's big, and that's something that we've focused on because it's not always going to be perfect. Like the offense had a turnover early, and instead of being like, oh no, pointing fingers, whatever, it's just all right. Let's just go. Let's go make something happen over there. And so that's a big part of the game, and that's something that's changed too. Is like constantly punching at the ball. That wasn't something that I grew up learning. So I've kind of learned that over the years, watching Peanut Tillman and everybody after him, like Fred Warner. Like their defense was punching all night. We were punching all night. It's kind of an art form in itself that you got to get used to as you're running, and that's something that's very it's very fun to watch around the league each week. Like Darius Leonard or Shaq Leonard, he's one of the best at it. So you can learn from other guys.
You've taken boxing classes to kind of get more precise because you punch an elbow, could be broken fist. You punch a helmet, could be broken knuckle. Do you do any practice on your punching?
I do. I have a heavy bag in my garage. I'm not trying to act like I'm Mr. Boxer or whatever, but I've done a little bit of training in the past, and I've kind of learned it's not about like the haymakers shots. It's more like the jabs that seem to be more effective. Sometimes kind of the hammer from behind, stuff like that works well, but the quick little right on the balls are nice.
You need to get Zibikowski in there working with you. You know what I mean?
Man, I know. He could give some serious tips.
Hey, He was awesome. I got a chance to be teammates with him for like 2 years. He was awesome. Absolute legend. And sold out Madison Square Garden in college.
Yeah.
And then knocked the guy out.
Yeah.
I mean, what a stud. Absolute stud. Last question here for you, Hitman. We appreciate you from Connor.
Yeah, Harrison, short week, obviously, with Monday Night Football, and you got a division opponent in the Packers coming up. What's the preparation like this week? Obviously, probably pretty nice to look over and see a number 10 and not a number 12 playing quarterback like there was in the past. But is it easier for these type of games just because you're so familiar with the Packers, or what's the week look like for you?
Today's an off day, so we'll get the start of the game plan tomorrow. But I would say I have some familiarity with the scheme and those things. Just playing in Lambeau, the whole vibe there. It's always an awesome atmosphere. So just kind of knowing like what to expect as far as kind of the human aspect of it, and then there's some there's familiarity, but there's always wrinkles, and we'll see what Flo has dialed up for us.
Hey, you guys have been rolling. It's been fun to watch. Primetime Kirk Cousins gets a big-time dub.
Yeah.
There's no longer conversations about everybody on your team being traded away.
Yep.
That's good news. We got positive stuff rolling, and you just had a massage, and now you got the rest of your day off. We appreciate the hell out of you, Hitman.
Likewise, thank you very much.
Let's stop cheap shotting people, huh? Safeties.
Good Lord.
Yeah, let's try to keep it within the rules.
Where is it? Here?
It's. I think it's no. You got to lower that
Here.
because your head's gonna slide up. Mm-hmm. If you hit here, you're gonna slide. You got to be almost waistline is kind of the. Spot.
So what you did to George Kittle was on purpose.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ladies and gentlemen, you hit him right where you wanted. Yep, thought so. Find him, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry, George. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not what I heard. Harrison Smith.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, buddy. That's awesome.